Hello and welcome to this 20-minute core and glute exercise. We are going to be starting this workout on the ground on our mat. Lifting our legs into tabletop and crossing them, we are going to start just with some simple crunches to get that abdomen, to get that core warmed up. I've mentioned this in videos before, but when you're doing crunches, lifting your legs up to a tabletop position or crossing them like this actually is a bit more effective than regular crunches because it targets a few more muscles. Now we are going to switch to some bicycles. And now we are going to do some leg lowers. So lifting our legs all the way up to the top and then slowly lowering them down in about an 8 count. Lifting up and then slowly lowering down, not letting them touch the ground. And now we are just going to repeat that exact same set over again, starting with our crunches. Moving on now back to our bicycles, alternating your legs and trying to touch your elbow to the opposite knee. And now on to the last exercise in this set, lifting our legs up high and slowly lowering them down to the ground without actually touching the ground. The more controlled this movement, the more you are going to get out of it, the better it is going to be for building that core strength. So it's just really important to focus on your form and focus on going slowly through this movement. And now we are going to do this set one last time, starting with our crunches. Moving now into our bicycles. And our final time for our leg lowers. Giving it all you got for this last exercise for this set. We are going to be changing positions and doing some different exercises after we finish up this. So now we are going to move from lying on the ground to switching over onto all fours. This is going to focus much more on our glutes instead of our core, but any of the exercises we do in tabletop position are going to be great for your core because you need to keep it engaged. Sticking our foot out behind us, we are going to do circles with that foot. 12 reps here. Now we are going to pulse lift that leg that we were just doing our circles with. So just keeping it lifted, not putting it back down on the ground, moving into a different exercise. And then we are going to do the exact same thing on the other leg. So just doing some circles, kind of drawing a circle with your toes is almost what this will feel like, but your whole leg is really going along with it, and these don't have to be perfect circles, of course. Finishing up and then pulsing. And now we are going to switch to another position, lying on our side, either side, because we'll do both, and lift our legs slightly off the ground, and then lift our top leg up, keeping our bottom leg stable and lifted, and slowly just lifting up that top leg and bringing it down to the lower leg. The part of this exercise is that is engaging for the core is the fact that you have to keep your legs lifted the entire time. That is really going to help you strengthen your core. Moving on to the other side, we are going to do the exact same thing. So we are going to lie down on our side with our elbow and shoulder supporting us, and then lift our legs, both of them off the ground, using our upper leg to kick up and bring it back down. It's definitely challenging to keep your legs lifted. Even in this video, you can see my bottom leg wanting to go back down to the ground. So do your best to keep it lifted, but of course if it falls down, that's completely fine and completely normal and a part of this exercise that you may encounter. Now that we have completed that part, we are going to do those exercises over again, just as we did with the last set of exercises. So starting back with our circles for whichever leg you would. Finishing up and then using that same leg to complete our pulses. Now switching to the other side and doing those circles again. Finishing up those circles and moving on to our pulses now. And as we finish those up, we are going to move back into our side position, lifting those legs both off of the ground slightly, and then lifting our top leg, bringing it back down to our lower leg and keeping our lower leg as lifted as we can. Switching now to the other side. Keeping that core engaged, keeping our body stable. And as we finish those up, we are going to do that set one final time. starting with whichever leg you prefer and doing some circles with that foot. Switching now to our pulses. And now switching to the other side. Finishing these last few here in this set strong. We are going to switch now to our leg pulses. Final exercise here in our tabletop position. And now going to our side and lifting our legs. Kicking up with our top leg and then bringing it back down. Now switching sides to finish up this set. And now that we are finishing up with these, we are going to go back to lying down on our back. For this next exercise, we are going to lie down on our back and put ourselves into a ball position and then extend our arms and legs out long, making a line with our body but keeping our legs and our arms off the ground. So pulling in to a ball formation and then exploding out. And moving on next to some scissor kicks as we finish up those explosive crunches. Lifting one leg to start and then alternating legs. Now we are going to be doing some glute bridges, so lifting our pelvis up off the ground, keeping our shoulders on the ground, and squeezing our glutes at the top of this exercise. And as we finish up these glute bridges, we are going to do that set over again, beginning with our crunches. So taking a quick little break and putting ourselves back into that ball formation to extend out long for 10 reps here. Finishing our final few reps here for this exercise and moving into our scissor kicks next for 10 reps as well. And another quick rest before moving into our glute bridges for 10 reps. finishing up those glute bridges, we are going to move back into our ball formation to do those crunches one last time for only 8 reps this time. We are going to be doing the same 3 exercises that we have just done, but we are only going to do them for 8 reps this time. Taking a quick rest before moving into those scissor kicks, 8 reps. Powering through these. You can move as quickly as slowly through these as you'd like. And we finally have some glute bridges to finish off this set before we move on to our final set of exercises. We are going to be doing 8 reps here. And as we finish up that set, we are going to move on to our final set for this exercise. We are going to finish out by standing up, starting with some in and out squats. So starting with our feet a little more like hip distance apart and doing a narrow squat, and then stepping out with either foot, alternating feet each time. We are going to do 12 reps here, so 6 on each side that you step out with. Finishing up here, we are then going to move to a standing leg circle, so balancing on one leg and lifting a leg up, doing a kind of a circle, opening that hip, really engaging that leg that is keeping us stable with the ground. You can go as slowly as you need to really make sure you're keeping your form here. We are going to do 6 per leg. And our final exercise for this set is going to be a pulse squat. So we are going to squat and pulse for 12 reps. Once we are finished with those 12 reps, we are going to do those 3 exercises over again, and we are only going to do 10 reps. So we're going to start with our in and out squats, doing 10 reps, so 5 on each leg. Moving on now to our standing leg circles, taking a quick break if you need to, shaking it out a little bit, and then keeping it balanced with that one leg that's engaged with the ground. 5 reps here, and then we're going to do 5 reps on the other leg. And then our final exercise for this set, some pulse squats. We are just going to do 10 this time instead of 12. And then after we get done with these pulse squats, we are going to do that set one more time. But of course, you guessed it, we are only going to do 8 reps for each exercise that we do. So starting with those in and out squats, we're going to do 8 reps, 4 on each side. Moving on now to our final standing leg circles for this exercise. We are going to only do 4 per leg, 8 total. Switching to the other side. And then finishing off this exercise with 8 pulse squats. And there you have it, guys, a 20-minute core and glute exercise. Thank you so much for joining me. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel for weekly workouts.